All right, I'm here. Just a couple of minutes behind schedule, but it's okay. It's all right. Come on, Curtis Mayfield. It's all right. It's all right. All right. So, yes. Um okay, so as I was getting ready, I kept hearing this song. Steady, are you ready? So, that's what I'm about to go play right now. I'm just getting some of my books situated because I have 683 books over here, but it is good because, I'm a reader. Oh, let me get a candle. Let me grab a candle and then I'll come on. Let me see. Should I start the music? Yeah. Do, do, do. Hello, person watching. I'm just getting myself together because I was taking my time to get situated, getting dressed and getting my tea. Because if you were here last week, then you know that I'm not drinking coffee because it be fucking with me. And I'm in this place where I'm like, what's up, Jake from State Farm? Okay, let me grab a candle. Just listen to the vibe for a second. However you need me. All right. Let me get this. However you need me. My aunt that I talk about sometimes that was so grumpy growing up, this is one of her favorite songs when I was a kid. And it always reminds me of her. Her voice is beautiful. To see you take the initiative. Okay, damn this. I'm trying to light this incense to light the candle because I can't get my hand inside the jar. Yes, we're going to send this a blessing out here to the collective. We want peace and positivity for the day, divine guidance, divine connection, and excellent introspection. Hallelujah, rhyme. Okay. All right, so let me turn this down a little bit and let me go ahead and come on the screen. Okay, I'm here. The top of the globe. All right. No more. Mm-hmm. All positive change. All right. So, yes. So, it is Scorpio season, like I was talking about the other day. Very important to note that it is a time of death and rebirth. So, when I think of this song, I think about death and rebirth. Um, it's time to be waking up to your power and to the truth of where you are. Like we have to be honest with ourselves. Everybody wants to level up and do new things without first taking that assessment of self in the moment. Where are you? So let's do this. I'm going to do some playing cards, calling in the support of my angels, ancestors, guides, ascended masters, my heavenly Father, my creator who lives in me. Ooh, excuse us. All right, so you know where to start. Okay, let me move this tea. However, do you need me? Yeah, old Aunt Pat. She had a brown Mercedes, and we would be riding around in it, vibing to the music. Okay. All right. So I'm going to use the playing cards, and I'm going to ask, what's the mindset? What's the mindset? Where are we right now? Where are we? You know, if we're going to be doing this death and rebirth thing, we need to know where we are. We need to know where we are. We need to know where we're starting. And so I'm going to ask the cards. I don't even know if I finished my affirmation. But I agree to find the path, stay the course, trust the process, and enjoy the journey. I do. You know what I can't wait for? Some other thing that I'm going to be able to use for music. That's what I can't wait for. Back in the day, what was it? Napster, LimeWire. You would just download the songs. 8 cups. I love it. Well, 8 of hearts, 8 cups, same thing. Hello, watcher. 4 diamonds, also known as 4 pentacles. Why do people to live their life? And 9 hearts. Okay, I feel that. Whew. This is good. So, like I was just asking, for those of you who are just joining, I was just asking, I was talking about people wanting to change, shift, and grow. And here we are in Scorpio season, which is a perfect time for death and rebirth, regeneration. One of my favorite things. I'm kind of obsessed with it. And so I just asked my cards, like, where are we collectively? And I definitely see here, we're right where we need to be. We are embarking on a fresh journey of spiritual connection. There is a tendency to be in a state of lack. And what you don't realize is that where you are right now is at one point what you asked for. You did pray for this moment that you're in. You may not recognize it, but you did. So what that should tell you is you can also do that again. You can move to a new place with intention. So I had a conversation with somebody last night that kind of prompted me to want to talk about this a little bit. And this is somebody I've known for a long time. I'll put some lemon in here. It's quite good. And so, she's in the pit and feeling quite depressed and abandoned by everybody. And I told her, this is where you need to be to create. Like when you are at the peak and you're feeling your best, you don't think you need anything. You don't really want anything. You don't desire anything. So what do you create? Nothing. You're content right there. So when we ask for experiences that are going to, help us to produce something new, to become something new, it's not going to be a delight. It's going to be a dip. And you also asked for that experience in this moment. Like, I'm ready to grow. So you got to have something to grow from, And so I gave her some advice and, talked to her a little bit about manifestation and some of my wins. I won't call them wins, but they're wins, blessings. Hi, Rich Rising, Christopher Michael Hatter. Yeah, so I was talking to her about that and just kind of giving her the game on how to get up out the pit. So, but that brought something up for me. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. Because when I think of what people need or how I can serve somebody, just like I did for her, but she really needs more information. So I'm like, well, how can I give more information on this experience to others in a way that is, easy for them to take in and understand? People will always comment on the trigger transmutation guide and how, easy it was for them to read and comprehend. So I'm like, well, I'll just write something else. And I've been kind of in this space of avoidance for like the last 5 months about writing this book. So even though this may not become the big book, it's something for me to write and for me to tell some of my story in, because I need to tell the story of how I climbed out of the pit. Somebody asked me Monday, because I was talking about how I was living in hell. they were like, well, how did you get there? Or how did you get out of that? And I was like, well, that would be an interesting story to tell, because it was a lot. It was a lot. And I look back at old videos and things even from just last year, which last year I had already done like so much work, but there's still so much like in the last year that collectively happened to the world, to just me, to my group, to everything. So it's like I just need to tell the story. So that's what I'm going to do. But like I said, it's time for the long journey. And if you don't know what the long journey is, it is you going on your spiritual sabbatical with whatever you have in your bag. I've been talking about this since Aquarius new moon. Whatever you have in your bag, put it in your bag and go on. Don't worry about whether or not you're going to lose people or if you are going to be understood in it, because you're not. And these people don't have to understand you. You have to understand you. Hey, Mike Wilson, you have to understand you. You have to be at a place where you're like, I am comfortable with the person that I am growing into and becoming. And most of the time, when you are making those kinds of transitions, you have to do that by yourself. Because if you don't, you end up in this position of imbalance. Because if you have, like, let's talk about codependency for a second. If you're codependent and you're like, oh, I'm on a spiritual journey, but you have a partner with you, somebody that you vibe with really tough, you're not really listening to just your intuition. You are also listening to this person's intuition, and you're bouncing ideas off of them regularly. When you are going on the long journey, the most important thing is, I don't want to listen to that. The most important thing is you and you. So it is okay for you to take that sabbatical by yourself. I always look at it like it's an actual journey. Like if I was really in the woods, like let's say I was a part of some community and I was like, I feel like God is telling me to go somewhere. I would have to go by myself. Hero's journey, right? That's what we're talking about. We're talking about going on the hero's journey. And unfortunately, there are many people who refuse to acknowledge the joy or the blessings in this moment here because it doesn't necessarily feel good because it's not what you ultimately want. But you'll never get where you want to go if you do not find gratitude in this moment today. Just like I was talking to my daughter about when she was like, oh, I want to redecorate my room and I want to this and that. And I'm like, well, first of all, you have to care for this space, this room that you have right now, before we can make it different, because otherwise you're going to carry that same energy of I don't care about my room, I don't need to clean it up, I don't have to give a damn into this new space. When you're going to a new space, you want to discard everything that you had before, otherwise you are still the same person in a new environment. And the key is you. It's not the environment. Everybody thinks if I just had a new house, if I just had a new car, if I just had a new job, if I just had this or that, then I would be because you're going to get the thing that you asked for and you're still going to be an asshole because it's you. It's you. So now in Scorpio season, you have opportunity to stop being the asshole. Take some time to really reflect on where you're fucking up at, because I'm sure you are, and it's okay. You're human. Like, who among us doesn't have something that they need to discard? Everybody does. Everybody. And that's okay. So like, use this energy. We have the new moon coming up. Use this energy coming up to ask for what you need to heal whatever it is that is keeping you from moving into that new space. And I guarantee you it's probably some pattern or behavior that you have to stop, because you have to actively stop doing it. Even if you ask, I really need to stop doing this, you'll have an experience that says, oh, this is the thing right here. And if you don't pay attention to it, or if you choose to ignore it, then you can't be delivered from it, because outside God does not have a body to come over and say, you need to stop doing this. That's not how it works. You also have to be a participant and say, I heard that voice, or I felt that. I know that's what it is. Okay. So yes. So I guess I'll pull a little bit of these tarot cards. But I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the imposter syndrome seminar, because when I had the idea last night, I was like, boom, I'm going to do it. And the first thing I thought was, I will follow him. Like, it was like, I will follow this. I'm going to get into it. Because if it came to me, then it's a right lead. And earlier in the day, I was talking to another friend, and we were talking about interviewing celebrities. And like, I've interviewed celebrities. I've talked to celebrities before on my platform, my podcast. But the first thing that I heard was, well, how would they talk to you? Like, I ain't shit. And I was like, what do you mean? Because I've already done this before, and I'm not going to tolerate this. But there's a lot of people who don't know how to be in control of their inner thoughts. And I mean, that is going to be ultimately the key to overcoming imposter syndrome. Managing your thoughts, mastering your mindset. I mean, that's the key to everything, really. Whatever you want to do, you got to master your mindset. You got to master your mindset. Sorry to tell you. Everybody's like, well, do you have a magic wand? I do. It's called mindset work. It's called mindset work. Because even your magic that you try to do to create in manifesting every day. And yesterday I scripted some really excellent things, and I was so excited to see so many of them come to fruition. But even in doing that, good morning, Lid, or LA, my bad. But even in doing that, it's still your mindset, because if you write the thing down and then you're like, yeah, but is it going to show up here? I don't know. I don't really believe it. I mean, it's still in your mind. And then when you ask for something and you write the thing down, you still have to be in the mind frame of, I'm going to follow the leads. So if you haven't become yet the person that follows the leads, you got to grow into the person that follows the leads in order for you to live your life based on following leads. Because if you still don't trust your intuition, or you don't know what that sounds like I was talking about the other day, you're going to be walking around in a circle, listening to your anxiety for 5 minutes, listening to your inner critic for 5 more minutes, listening to the devil for 35 minutes, then finally going, well, I don't feel like that feels like this. You got to master yourself. It's the mastery of self overall. And mindset goes into that. So I'm looking forward to it, because it's going down. I'm super excited about the rest of life, of course, but right now specifically, because I'm going to put myself in position to have to climb out of a little pit. I mean, I'm a strategist, right? So I need to test something. So I'm like, okay, well, let me get in here. Let me get in here so I can create this other thing to help others. You know, it's not just for me. It's for me to give to the rest of the world. We got the King of Cups in reverse. Oh, let me check to see where the moon is too. The Queen of Wands. I'm feeling pretty good today. So yesterday, like I was saying about scripting, every time my daughter gets her hair done, it takes like 6 hours. Exactly. Embodiment. And yes, don't forget too that you can embody the goddess with me. Embody the goddess. I'm trying to give the girls some affirmations, information. I was about to say something else, but I do write prescriptions, affirmations for the people who come through there, because they don't know how to talk to themselves into, you got to talk yourself into this. You must talk yourself into it. Like, you're going to feel crazy, but oh, well, who's going to see you? Nobody. Some of my girls are recording their stuff and making like full meditations, me included. So like, that's what you have to do. Like, you can't be scared of that. Ooh, 3 of Swords in reverse. Okay, one more, and then I'm going to look for the moon. So how are y'all feeling? Are y'all feeling like you have something you want to shed? Anything you want to discard? I think I'm going to do a collective candle burn too. next week. Something nice for Scorpio season to be like, let it go. And the Queen of Swords in reverse. My goodness. Okay, let me check for the moon. So I found this new site. I saw one of the girls on the Instagram using it. I was like, ooh, I like that. But now I can't find it. Oh, here it is. Okay. What's today? No, is today Wednesday? It is. Today's Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. Okay, moon is still in Cancer. Yes. Okay, so definitely going to be feeling some sensitivity. And that's okay. But the thing about Cancer, the crab, even though it's like, a crustacean that lives, I guess, on the beach or whatever, if you get too close to a crab and it doesn't want you over there, it will actually hurt you very badly. So I'm not saying that people might be overly emotional and also lash out, but there can be a tendency to lean towards that energy. We also definitely have, it looks like Chiron is in opposition to, yeah, I think I said that, Sun. So yeah, so there's going to be some triggering. But like I always say, these are good spaces to create from. Like if you don't know what to say or you don't know which direction to go, that's okay. Get into some stillness. Get into a stillness and allow that to be the space that you create from. Because like the girl I was talking to last night, she was like, well, I don't have anything. I have no money. I have this. I have nothing, and I was like, that's good though. Because if you don't have anything, that means that you really have to be the alchemist. What do I have around me? There's something. You're not without anything. There is something with you right now that you can use to produce something that you can give to others that will draw coins. Like that's it. It's that simple. Oh, I'm broke. Well, what do you already know how to do? She's like, I can cook, but I don't want to do that. There's somebody right now who is waiting for you to make that casserole. Or there's somebody right now who's like, yes, I would love to have whatever this woman prepares. But because you don't see it as the direction, you're not going to do it. You're going to refuse to listen to the lead that's telling you, yeah, just do this. Just trust me, because that's part of it. You have to be able to surrender and trust in those times where you feel like, okay, I'm emotionally unstable. I have nothing. I'm stuck out here. I'm wounded. I feel like I am going to die. And I actually heard her say, I'm going to just go inside and die. I know she was kidding, but still, that was an important piece of information that I needed to hear, because she was really feeling like, what else is there to live for? There's a lot to live for, because whatever you're creating from this dark moment, whatever you are able to produce from this moment is what the divine has asked for in order for other people to get what they need from you, from your experience. So you're where you're supposed to be. But sometimes it takes these moments where you're in the pit. Like if I was in a pit, in a real pit, and I wanted to get out of it, and all I had in the pit was like maybe like a shovel or something, or just like some dirt and some water, I would have to figure out how to make me a set of mud steps and make them hard or something. You know what I'm saying? You would have to figure out how to get out of the pit. So that is what happens when we're in that space, when we're like, I know I want to create something. I don't have what I need right here, but there's got to be a way. That's when you have to sit down, get still, get in touch with them emotions and your feelings so that you can follow them and find your way out. Yeah. Okay. I hope that made sense. I don't know, because I'm going to have to listen back to what I said to know what I said. But anyway, let's see. Where are my other cards at? Let's get a self-care card. So yes, I went to the dentist yesterday and it brought up a lot for me. It brought up a lot for me in regards to how I neglected myself for many years and why. But it also makes me think about my clients and essentially my target audience, because these are the women who are like, oh, I'm a mother. I'm just going to sacrifice everything I ever needed in my life because kids. And I'm like, first of all, motherhood is not synonymous with martyrdom. It's just not. So, like, stop doing that because you don't, there's no reward for being like, yes, I haven't bought myself a new pair of underwear in 20 years because I parent. Like, you want cookies or something for self abuse and neglect? Is that what you would like? So, yeah, I mean, going to the dentist yesterday brought up a lot because I neglected my teeth for a long time and just kind of was like, oh, I guess I was one of those people that was like, if I have a cavity or something or my mouth hurts, I'll go to the dentist. Girl, no, you need to be at the fucking dentist several times a year. So if you see me out here and I'm not talking about going to the dentist, check on me because something is wrong with sis. Because moving forward, I'm going to be like at the dentist. Like that's going to be my new kick it spot. Because no, I'm not going to do this to myself. Family. Oh, I love it. Family. And that's another thing about these women. And I'm saying these women like I wasn't it. But they want a husband so bad and love, external love, want it so bad, want it so much. And I want it for you too. And I think it's important to have. Okay, don't get me wrong. I'm not one of those people who's like, we don't need no man. That's not true. We need each other. Because there's a lot of men out here that need a woman. Very much. Very much. They need to get one. So same. But the thing is that a lot of us single mothers refuse to, it's almost like 4 cups, like in the 4 cups card, like 3 cups are here and 1 cup is here, sort of like off in the distance, like where you're not really paying attention to focus on it. It's like not looking at the love that's available to you in the present moment. Like you want love these people. These people are here for you. These are your people. And if your focus is on, oh, I want a partner, your focus is also on, I don't have one. So really your vibration is not right where it needs to be in order for somebody to want to come into your experience and join your family. And you know how I know? Because I didn't did it. So, yes. So focus on what you have right now. When I say the self-care card is family, focus on cultivating some new activities in your house. Like I don't just want to be on TikTok all the time with my daughter, but that's what she likes to do. So, we're trying to do that more. She went to arrest me with her handcuffs and stuff like that. So, I just try to do that, read books, talk to my son more and that kind of thing. I mean, it's like little, very simple actions and activities that will change your whole entire household, because people are like, it's so overwhelming to be a parent. It is. It's not easy, especially when you're doing it by yourself. But your attitude towards it also makes it feel bad. So change the way you see it and it will feel better. I promise. And yes, love yourself. So like, I was talking to the hairdresser last night about how I don't drink anymore. And Michaela was like, yeah, because she loves her kids. And I was like, yeah, I love you. But like, really, it's not even, wasn't for you. It was for me because I wouldn't be able to love you and parent you correctly if I didn't love me. So the reason why I was doing it wasn't because I don't love you. It was because I didn't love me. So she was quiet after that, of course. But that was just the truth. It's like, people talk about, oh, I did this because I love my family. And oh, I wanted to do this for my children or whatever. Like, that's fine. But the essence of all of these things is your own love for yourself produces your love for others. So if you don't have any care to be alive, to exist because you are miserable in your own life, in your own self, then you're going to do things that hurt others because you don't give a fuck. And it's not because you don't care about them. It's because you don't care about you. So if we could also realize that people do the things that they do that hurt us, not because they don't care about us, but because they don't care about them, we would give less fucks and we would be like, I'm going to pray for that person versus I'm about to own this, take this responsibility on, go cry in the car because John won't be nice to me. John is not nice to John. So how do you expect John John to be nice to you? Make it make sense. Okay. So I've been on here for 30 minutes rambling. All right. So I am going. And I'll see you guys later. Don't be a self-hater. Anything you want or need from me, check the links in the caption, and I will holler at y'all on Friday. Okay. Bye-bye.